Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Nerd Cittery,
Yes.
Nerd Stillery podcast.
Yes.
So, it's October.
It's spooky season.
It's spooky season. It is. So, we're going to be talking about top 5 horror-inspired games. So, they don't have to be like survival horror, but
okay.
horror themed in some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. So, Shane,
are we gonna do it like one at a time kind of thing?
Yeah, we'll do it one at a time here.
Sounds good.
I feel like we need to get the obvious ones out of the way.
Yeah.
Because that'll be like just anticlimactic.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, for me, Silent Hill 2 being my number one.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I'm going to do a video talking more in depth about at least the original 4. I might touch on Origins and Shattered Memories. I did play those. They were okay. But Silent Hill 2 will always have that special place in my heart.
But I mean, is there a specific like memory of that game that always gets you the most?
You know what's crazy is it's a game that I didn't think much of it. Actually, a lot of these I didn't think much of it at first. And I remember I rented it for the first time when I was in Pennsylvania. I was staying with my grandmother. And she took me to this like little mom and pop. I believe they were called video rental stores. I don't know if you remember these.
I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Do tell more.
They had like these videos where you could go in and pick one and rent it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and you exchange money. You can take it home for a short amount of time, and then
Is it like a Redbox?
It is kind of like a Redbox, but there's a big store.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I remember like seeing the commercials for it, and I was like, well, I'll check this out, which is a horrible idea because my grandmother lives like up in the mountains, and it gets very dark. Like we're not talking about dark in Tennessee dark. No, it's fucking dark, man.
Yeah.
I took the wife up there, and she was like, there's a lot of fucking stars in the sky. I'm like, yeah, it's dark. And so I didn't think much of the game, but I remember that first night, I did have like a dream about it. And it was the hallway scene where you're being chased by Pyramid Head in the hallway, and you're like running towards the elevator. Mm-hmm. I relived that dream, but it wasn't until I got back home from Pennsylvania, and I was like, the fuck does that game end? Like it was just like stuck, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. I either went out and rented the game again, or I think I actually bought it and beat it that weekend, and it was like, I don't know, it was like the craziest experience. Like I've never played a game that made me feel like scared and sad and happy and like every roller coaster of emotions you could think of. It was just weird.
Was the ending though the dog ending?
No, it was not the dog ending. I got that later on.
Okay. That's still a terrifying ending.
It was a pretty terrifying ending. I like how they didn't even dub it in English.
Yeah.
No matter what you get it, it's in Japanese. But yeah, man, that's just that game has just kind of stuck with me over the years.
I mean, yes, it's obviously gonna be Resident Evil.
Yeah.
It's not Resident Evil 2, even though Resident Evil 2 was my favorite all-time Resident Evil game. It's actually the first one because I did not play the first one. I actually watched my dad play the first one when I was a kid because it came out in '96, and that game scared the crap out of me, especially like the first time you run into the zombie in the hallway, and he just turns its head really slowly. I mean, like my dad, like I huddled over my dad's shoulder the whole entire time watching it because I was so terrified when I was a child. But yeah, I've loved that game and stuff.
I think even if you haven't played the game, everybody knows the damn scene with the dog jumping through the window.
That was a good jump scare moment for me.
Yeah.
As well.
So, and I will say, it's not saying anything about Resident Evil, but the one thing that I did like more about Silent Hill that stood it apart from other games was kind of the lack of jump scares. Mm-hmm. And when they're done well, they're good. But some games and some movies, in my opinion, like just that's all it is. And, like I feel like a jump scare overused can be kind of cheap. Sometimes it's funny, especially when you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
But if you can not have jump scares and it still be scary.
I think the thing for Silent Hill though was the audio. It was not the visuals.
Yeah, it's the ambience that they create. That like half the time there's nothing to even be scared of.
A lot of times it's just the music that they play in the background.
Oh
of the
game. I gotta get this one out of the way. We played this together. We have a video, but that Splatterhouse, what is it? Wanpaku Graffiti.
Oh yeah, that was a weird one.
That's a fun game though,
It
dude.
is.
I love that game.
But we played the kid one, didn't we?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Because like the other Splatterhouse games are very horror based, especially like back then. Like that was kind of like unseen as far as like how graphic and detailed. This one's also obviously a lot more kid friendly, I guess you could say. But it's so much fun. The one thing I don't like about the other Splatterhouse games is they're kind of very slow. This one's just really quick. It's just so much fun.
It had to me, it reminded me like Ghouls and Goblins and Castlevania all mixed into one in a
Kind
way.
of. Well, there's so many.
But you're playing with as a weird Jason child. In
Yeah,
the game.
but there's so many references to like The Fly, and then there's
I think there's an Exorcist.
yeah,
reference?
Exorcist, and there's just so many like little things. It's such a fun game, and the fact that we didn't get it here in America is sad. It is on my list of games I want to speedrun because it's just a fun game.
I would just want to rewatch it again. That's it.
Yeah, it's a fun game, man. It really is.
interesting.
So, and I have beat it a couple of times. It's really not that difficult, but it's a lot of fun. If you have any way of checking this game out and you like horror, like Jaws, there's even a part where Jaws is in it.
I think mine, unfortunately, it's not going to be a lot of retro. It's going to be a lot more modern stuff, unfortunately.
So is mine. So.
Alan Wake.
Alan Wake.
It's so good.
I've wanted to go back and replay that game.
It's so good. It's got a lot of references to other stuff, too. Like, one of the biggest reference, I don't know if you noticed, is from Twin Peaks. The cafe that they're in and stuff like that, and the lady holding the log and shit. It's like, that's all Twin Peaks references.
Huh.
And but no, it's just it's all in part of a whole nother universe that a lot of people don't realize. It's part of the Max Payne universe too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in a way, because the guy Alan Wake wrote in the Max Payne novel, which you hear Max Payne narrating in one of the chapters.
Oh shit!
In the game, and then it also ties in with another game with the guy who plays Iceman from the X-Men movies.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of it, but
Sean something. I think. I know what you're talking about. I was actually playing. There's a game called Quantum Break.
That's it. Yeah. Quantum Break. That
Yeah,
actually ties into the Alan Wake universe.
Really? I was
Yes.
playing that game recently. I was like, oh god, this is a TV show. Like,
Yeah, it's got chapters and like in between, it's got episodes and stuff like that.
oh shit.
But no, I like it because it makes you feel like you're in a TV show at one point, but it also has a lot of cool like horror movie references, and it's very Stephen King-esque. Like it's like you're kind of like in Maine, but you're not. It's kind of has that kind of feeling and stuff like that. But no, it's just the suspense is different, and like the way you kill the creatures is you have to have light on them while even though you have to hold your flashlight and then you have to hold your gun at the same time to shoot them and stuff. It's really wild, and I kind of wish. I know they made a short DLC as like American Nightmares or something like that, but I really would like to see them make a sequel. It'd be really cool.
Yeah, that's one that I've wanted to go back. I played a little bit of it years ago when I had GameFly, and I don't know. Like at the time, it was just so hard for me to stick with a game, and it still is nowadays. But that's one I have wanted to go back and play. Maybe.
It's definitely a very high tier. Good horror game.
Yeah, I'm gonna get The Last of Us out of the way.
Okay.
Just because really it's primarily the first one. Mm-hmm. So I think I have mentioned this before. It was funny because the first time I remember hearing about this game, everybody's like, oh my god, this game is incredible. You have to check it out. And I downloaded this demo and I fucking hated it. Because it just like, it throws you into this like middle part of the game. Well, it's not really middle part of the game. It's after like, establishing what the fuck's going on. So I'm just kind of thrown into this situation with this one girl. I have no idea who the hell she is, and then the little girl that you're with the whole time. So I have like no connection to these characters. I have no idea what's going on, and I just kept dying over and over again. I was like, well, this game fucking sucks. And what was funny was years later when the wife got me the Taco Bell PS4, the Taco Bell exclusive PS4 at a pawn shop who was selling it for the same price for whatever fucking reason. The guy offered a game with it as well, and the two options she had was Arkham Knight or The Last of Us, and I already had Arkham Knight. So I remember for Christmas opening up The Last of Us, and I was like, oh, yay. And she was like, just hold on. So then I opened up the PS4, and I was like, oh my god, this is fucking awesome. Then I felt I had to play the game, because now I have it. And when you play the game from the start, it hooks you. And that was the thing. I was like,
it just threw you in somewhere that you didn't understand what the story, the plot, or anything like that.
And that's what a lot of people talk about with that game. It's the story that, kind of sucks you in. But I do love the concept of it, because what I love about like movies or TV shows is when you take an idea that could happen, but maybe it's a little far-fetched, because I mean, all of this is based off of like a fungus or whatever that it actually exists. It does this with ants. It like eventually takes over them, takes control, and eventually like spreads out,
makes them to zombies basically.
Yeah. And I'm like, if it can happen to ants, why can't it eventually?
I think it's happened to spiders too, if I remember correctly.
I wouldn't doubt it, So I'm like, this is something. I mean, it may be hundreds and hundreds of years or thousands of years for it to evolve, but it's not. It's in a way, it's real, and that's what's kind of scary about it. And it was such a cool concept. So, and like, I mean, let's be honest, the whole zombie thing has been so overdone over the years. So it is nice to see. Yeah, I mean, everything, vampires and all this kind of shit. It's always nice to see like an interesting but good twist on an old, thing, so to speak. So, The Last of Us Part 2 was okay.
Yeah, just that.
All I'm gonna say about it.
This one's not newer. I mean, it came out back, I would say, in 2006 or 7. But Doom 3.
Doom 3.
Yeah. That get a whole new like style of Doom, and I think that just brought back that atmosphere that we loved in the original Doom and stuff like that, and made it much darker.
Yeah.
And that's I think one of the most terrifying scenes still is the Pinky Demon coming through that window, where you think he's gonna bust through the door, and he turns around and goes through that glass window instead.
I haven't played enough of the game to know. I played a little bit of it.
Oh, it's that's one of the most terrifying, because it's the first time you face off against Pinky.
Okay.
And yeah, it's out there.
Yeah, I played. So I picked up the VR version of that game, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I want to try it.
Yeah. The problem with like those kind of games in VR though is I can only do it for so long before I'm like, bleh. But it was pretty cool. And the thing is, one of my most disliked videos on YouTube is my review of Doom 2016 or whatever year that game came out. And honestly,
it's 2016. Yeah.
If it had been more like that game, I would have enjoyed it. I hated the whole gauntlet.
You had to take out every enemy before you can go. Because on the original, you didn't have to do that. You can literally skip all the demons if you wanted to, go straight to the doors and stuff.
Yeah. So that was like, I mean, and I don't know how many times I said it. It's a great game. Like visually, it's awesome. The controls great. The music's awesome. It's just like that was the only thing that drove me insane. But personal opinion, people.
I will say one of the cool things about Doom 3 also was some of the members of Nine Inch Nails actually worked on the music.
Oh, really?
On that one as well.
Huh.
So the atmosphere is very dark, unlike the new modern Dooms where it's more like just heavy metal. You just like get to rail through everything.
Yeah, I mean the music really does keep you going though. That's the one thing. Next up for me. This is such a tie for me, but it's within the same. You know what? It's not. Castlevania.
Should have saw that coming.
Yeah. So I'm caught between the original on the NES and Rondo of Blood. And in a way, like I feel like Rondo of Blood is they say Super Castlevania 4 is a remake of the first Castlevania, but I feel like Rondo of Blood felt kind of more like a reimagining of the first game.
But it's a totally different character you play, right? It's not the same.
I can't remember.
It's not Simon.
I'd have to look it up. I'm not sure, but it just compared to like Super Castlevania 4, which plays completely different, like it handles different. Like this is very reminiscent.
Because I want to say it's Richter.
Yeah, I can't remember. Well, it's whoever the character is at the beginning of Symphony of the Night.
Richter.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know the lore. There's too much lore for Castlevania because I only played a couple of games. But I mean, and this is, I know a lot of people talk about the anime. I would love to see like a more gritty kind of like
darker.
Yeah, Castlevania. I mean, that's cool and all, but I don't like that. That's kind of since Symphony of the Night. That's like the direction they're always taking.
Ooh, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna say it because I know you're gonna have it on your thing too, though. But Dead Space.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, Dead Space was. No, I didn't know you had played Dead Space.
Yeah,
Did you?
I actually had Delaney play it one time too.
Nice. I did the same thing to the wife.
And actually, I have a video of it somewhere where I might send it to you so you can try to maybe you can use it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was just like how my wife plays horror games, and it's her trying to play Dead Space.
It can't be as ridiculous as my wife playing Rush of Blood on the VR and getting scared by her hands. Which I have video of that.
But no, yeah, it's just the atmosphere is so awesome. It kind of reminds me of Alien in a way. It's because of how dark and like the ambiance in the room and stuff like that. It's terrifying. And then when you have the weird sound effects of like, because you don't know what to expect.
Oh yeah.
I mean, now you probably do because you probably played it so much. But at the time, you did not know what to expect, and anything can grab you at any moment in time in that game. And it's like, and you can't. The only way to kill them is you have to hack off their limbs multiple times to finally really kill them.
Yeah, it was such a cool concept, and like the gun that you use isn't even like really a gun; it's like a tool.
Yeah, it's a laser cutter, ain't it? Like a plasma cutter.
And yeah, dude, that game, like I remember that was another game I got from GameFly, and I didn't think much of it the first time I played it. And I remember I put it down for like 2 or 3 months, and I came back to it. And this is one thing I hate about more modern games is if you don't like stick with it, you kind of forget things. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like it was one of those like 0G sections. And I was like, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I gave up and started all over again. And for some reason at that point, I was hooked.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, for me, like I feel like that game is like a futuristic combination of like Silent Hill and Resident Evil in a way. Mm-hmm. The one thing I hated in that game, I can't remember what it was called. It was like,
I hated the babies.
Oh, the baby, yeah, oh yeah,
the babies.
The one, I can't even think of. It's the one you can't kill.
No, yeah.
Like you can dismember it and then like get away.
One of the bosses, ain't it?
It's not really a boss. It like follows you throughout the whole fucking level.
Yeah.
God, I hated that. Anytime like there's an enemy I can't kill, like I hate it.
You can slow it down, but you can't do anything.
Yeah, and you're just like, you get that. It's the main reason I couldn't stand the ghosts on Silent Hill 4 because you can't kill them. You knock them out, they're dead, and they get back up. I'm like, no. But yeah, now we got Dead Space.
The remake.
Remastered.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be from the ground up too, which is completely new. They're gonna change a lot of things. So, and from what I heard, it's because Resident Evil 2 inspired them to do that because of how Resident Evil 2's remastered and stuff like that.
That's it, right? I think I talked about 5.
So I don't think that's 5.
Yeah, I did 5.
Well, okay then.
Well, Dead Space, we kind of took.
I guess took for both of us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I guess my last one would then be Alien Isolation.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
'Cause
I need to play more of that one.
Oh, it's so good. I love it.
Do you play it with the like the sound or the microphone on?
I don't have the Kinect anymore, so I can't do that. But I did at one point, and I instantly died.
Yeah,
I instantly died because I screamed.
Well, you have to be. You also have to be home alone to like do something like that.
But oh no, that game it gives me nightmares just playing it still because it's the original horror to me. Like watching the original movie and stuff like that. It's got that exact same atmosphere. Like it came just directly like a sequel off the first movie, and technically it considered is in a way because it's supposed to be like what 30, 40 years later in
something like that. Yeah,
and like you don't know what happened to the Nostromo or anything like that. So so you're playing as Ripley's daughter. But no, it's just I liked it. I liked a lot of the Easter eggs from the original that they put in there, and you can also do the whole Nostromo mission all over again from the original movie.
Oh, really?
And play as Ellen Ripley. Yeah.
Huh.
It's so dark because you can't see anything in that game. Mm-hmm. Even if you have a flashlight, it's still super dark, so it makes that atmosphere a little bit more.
I mean,
but you can't kill them.
Yeah.
Either you literally have to either distract them and hide, or you can try to fight. But I mean, you can't kill them. The only thing you can kill is the robots and the humans that you also have to watch out for.
See, that's my problem. If I can't kill something, I just
there's run and hide.
There's a lack of sense of accomplishment, and it just makes me mad. I guess.
Later on you finally do, but you have to run into like a ship full of them.
Oh,
at one point.
That sounds like fun.
But you do get to kill the little face huggers.
Oh, okay.
So they're in the game too.
Well, there's that, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I guess just to wrap this up, I do want to get this out of the way because I don't know when else I'll talk about it. But speaking of like remasters or remakes and all that kind of stuff, I know a lot of people have been begging for a new Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't want a new Silent Hill.
Really?
I don't.
What if it's like back to the roots?
If it's the original team, sure, I'd be
Which
interested.
we know that won't happen.
Yeah, so and that's the thing. But also at the same time, and this isn't discrediting Silent Hill, in my opinion, but I don't feel like it was a long-term formula. Where I can see like Resident Evil, I can see that living a while, but
Well, the one thing with Resident Evil though is it's also teetering off of what it originally was based off of.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the last two is nowhere near like the Umbrella Corporation and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, there's references, but it's not really part of the game anymore.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like especially with Silent Hill, because it's a lot more psychological horror, and you can only do that so many times. And obviously, Homecoming kind of ruined it because it's almost a complete rip-off of Silent Hill 2, and it just, to me, the formula got stale, and I was not excited about Silent Hills. Everybody's like, oh my god, this is gonna be so cool,
because it was gonna be a first-person style.
Well, not even just that, because Norman Reedus, and I have nothing against Norman Reedus, but the thing I loved about Silent Hill was like this generic characters. But I think for me, I mean, I would be perfectly fine with them just remastering the originals. I mean, I'd be interested, but I don't know. I'm just not as...
Not wanting a reboot is basically what you're saying.
I really don't. I just want to get that out of the way. That was something I wanted to talk about for a while, and it just seemed like the right time.
Understandable.
But, yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Those were top 5. I'm pretty sure there was top 5 in there somewhere. I know I talked about 5.
I probably miscounted and probably said 6, but...
Yeah, it is what it is. Honorable mention will be in there somewhere. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. That was another exciting episode of Nerd Cittery.
Bye.
Yeah.